Thank you for joining us today. I hope you are doing well.
Yes, ma'am.
In today's session, we will like to hear the experiences and exposure you got during the internship and the selection process facilitated by the Artiset. So, please be free and open about your experience. So, let's begin. Can you give brief introduction about yourself, like your name, college, and the position you worked at?
Good morning, ma'am. This is Sonam Bharti. I am currently pursuing my BTech from NIT Meghalaya, which is situated in Shillong, Meghalaya. I got this seat through JEE, and then thereafter, I was in my third year. I was in electronics and communication engineering, but I wanted to pursue computer science as for my job and my passion. Uh, I started searching and looking for job, and there is where Artiset came into play because they gave out a brochure to my college about an internship opportunity that was for the Mahindra and Mahindra front end role. There were various roles, but I was quite persuasive of choosing front end as my role. I started the process by first filling up the Excel sheet that they provided. It was forwarded to them. As I was the TNP coordinator also, I knew what the process was going behind also, but it was handled by another coordinator, not me. Then after that, through the Excel sheet, we all got through a aptitude test or a small 30 minutes test. It was consisting of 30 MCQs or questions as far as I remember. And those questions were based on certain fundamental logics and certain fundamental terms and facts. I cleared those. There was a clearing percentage that we had to clear. After that, we got an interview invite from Artiset itself. Uh, in that interview, it was basically testing for what you know and how would you fit in the role. So for me, it was since it was my first interview, it was basically covering all the basics. They assigned me a task to first show whether like you can develop a small app like a small website. It was an HTML website itself. It consisted of buttons that would change color when we press on the color names. So if the red button was pressed, the background would become red. If purple, the purple background would appear, and so on. So it was a basic test, which I did quite fast. After that, the artisan followed up, and they said that I have cleared that round. And after that, we started with another round. It was basically more intense as there were a lot of many questions asked in that, because that was particularly for Angular. First, they were looking for development profile, then they moved on to Angular. So I had to clear out some basic uh, Angular terms and also some development in Angular, and I had to like get through my Angular fundamentals and speak upon that. Then they also questioned me on some React questions and some basic HTML questions. Next round was conducted by Mahindra. It was again a tough round, I would say, since it grinded me well on the concepts of both React and Angular, and also development on on the basics. So it was basically focused on various terms that comes in development, like data binding, architecture, and certain like components that are for Angular itself, not found anywhere else like in Express or React, etc. Then we moved on to the last round. That was the toughest because it was conducted by Vineet sir. He is the CTO of Teco, Mahindra Teco, and he was the it was my last round. That was the fourth round. It was basically first started with a behavioral questions. It was like, how would you see yourself doing this job, and why do you think you fit in this job? Next, it moved on to more technical questions, where they asked me to show my development skills through some projects. I started sharing my screen and showing all my projects, and they further questioned me that how did you develop, what were the tech stacks used, and they started questioning the logics of it, as I had to share my VS code also, so that they could look upon the code and also what it featured in the website. After this, still, after a lot of questions, still they had to ask a lot of things, because it was really a very long round. Then after that, they asked me, sir gave me a task that, okay, like this showed how well you have done in the past, but he would like to see live, like what I can do. So he gave me a architecture, a type of architecture or diagram, which was of certain components that was there, like batteries, EVs, etc., that was dealing with uh, the company itself, like what the company wanted. So they wanted to see if I could produce the same result what they wanted or not. So they gave me the diagram. They did not give me any inputs, because it was how I would perceive, how I would go upon the development. So I just had a rough figure that this is the diagram. I had to produce this as a reactive Angular project, which would be interactable by the person user, and also it has all the features and components shown. So it was the time duration for it was given 12 hours. Sorry, 24 hours. So it was like at 6 p.m. my interview got over. They told me the next day 6 p.m. I should be able to present this. So I would be able to move further. Otherwise, I would not. So I started working upon that project. And it took me around 3 to 4 hours to figure out what the diagram looked like, because the diagram wasn't an easy one. It consists of various components from the battery section. That was the first time I looked upon the battery so close, because it had batteries, it had a charger system, it had a lot of components. And also, it was very difficult to diagrammatically also explain what they were doing. So I had no clue that how interaction would be there from them. So I had to figure out all by myself. So I was able to do a rough sketch of how it would look like in my mind in 3 4 hours. After that, I started with developing the app, developing the website. It was through Figma. First, I developed the architecture. Then I started naming the components. I started creating the components in Angular. Then after that, it was very tough for me to continue in Angular, because it had certain components that were not able to fix in Angular, because the part was the diagram consisted of some complex diagrams. So I moved on to HTML. So HTML made it very interactive easily. So after that, I was able to finish the project in around 3 p.m. in the evening next day. So they had given me the deadline till 6 p.m. I mailed Artiset about that, and then they were quite happy on what they got. So then after some days, like 2 to 3 days itself, I got the review that I was selected. So this was basically my interview process. Uh, and currently, I am here in Mahindra and Mahindra itself, as an front end developer intern, and I am quite happy to tell that it's giving me what I wanted. It's giving me those tasks that I always wanted to work on, starting from basic uh, front end development to even back end, and also database management. We have done everything here. It has been 1 month since I joined. I joined on 12th June. So now it's 20th July. So it's approximately 1 month, and so, and I'm quite happy with what I'm getting in this to build, especially how reliable they feel on you is the fact that excites me the most, because they would give you what they want to achieve, and you can explore on yourself as a developer that what you can present to them. And if anything new you want to add, you are always free to add. And Artiset has helped me every time during this process. If I had any doubt, if I had any problems, on the first day when I came to office, I had no idea who my POC was. I contacted Artiset. They gave me a direct contact, and also um, a direct link to the people there. So it was really a very communicative, very reliable journey, and also this far it has been very pleasant, and it has been quite knowledgeable for me as well. Um, Thank you so much to the Artisan team and Mahindra first.
Nice to know about the experience you got. Uh, so could you please describe in brief about the exposure you gained during the internship in Mahindra and Mahindra?
Okay, so Mahindra and Mahindra does not fix your role in what you want to do. They would give you a variety of complex tasks, and a variety of tasks that they would ask you whether you want to expand your horizon or not. So it is a opportunity in itself. Like if it is a job, I know, but it has a different perspective all by itself. Because when I started, I was looking for Angular tasks, obviously, because I was hired for that. But instead, my first task was of database management, and it was completely out of my profile. It was from the back end, and also we developed certain schemas, etc., etc. And then we were working on PostgreSQL, and we were creating scripts. We were doing tasks of the backend from the scratch. So, and we were migrating data from MongoDB to Postgres. These two, I didn't know MongoDB, and I have worked before MongoDB, but I was completely new to how their MongoDB system was working, because it was a different platform, and it was totally different to understand. I started gaining experience in MongoDB from them, and also we started switching from MongoDB to Postgres. So I had to migrate data, I had to migrate schemas, I had to build new schemas, Excel sheets, etc. So the whole database, we created the whole database to Postgres. So it was my first task, which was not related to front end development at all. So in that case, Mahindra and Mahindra gives you an opportunity to explore yourself each and every time. Right now, I'm working on Angular tasks itself, but firstly, they'll ask you what you would like to do. So instead of forcing you to have only a limited access to tasks and your role, they'll always ask you whether you would like to do something new, you would like to try something new, or you would like to continue in something that you were familiar with. So obviously I took up on backend because of them, and now I am really good at Postgres, I would say, because of the tasks I did and how I managed it. So next from Postgres, we started doing different works like authentication also. We were there, like Keycloak authentication. They were and they gave us time to study also. They have provided us Udemy courses that are like so beneficial. You will be able to develop anything using that, because they have given access to almost all the courses. And also you are able to ask them anytime anything, like supposedly you want access to various resources, like you do not have a laptop, they'll be providing laptops, they'll be providing mouse, they'll be providing keyboards. You'll be able to have a perfect environment to actually do anything that you would like to and actually progress. Next, I started working on Keycloak. Now I'm working on Keycloak integration right now from Angular. So recently, in the last 15 days, I have been working on RMS website. They have a website. So in that website, I am developing the front end, where we are working on different features. Like we are developing pages in the website which are having all the data of their solar plants, having all their databases, their backend APIs we are integrating. And also we have developed a lot many pages in different websites also. If there are certain websites that are not working, the features are not working, we try and fix that. So we have done a lot of Angular job, we have done a lot of authentication job, we have done a lot of backend jobs. So everything in a whole, you'll get to work on everything and you'll get to explore a lot. So they have also asked if you want to work in the backend, from backend, like you want to work on Java or Spring Boot or anything else. Moving forward, I would be taking upon those job also once I get through like this front end task. My front end task is over then, because we have a July release. We successfully finished one release. One website, the client was very happy, and I was involved in that also. So it made me feel very good, because they help you grow from the root level. And until and unless you are able to finish a task, you feel you have the time to explore things, and also you have the time to get through some technologies from the root level. So that's my experience till now.
Will you share your initial expectations, and to what extent do you feel that those were fulfilled?
Um, I would say my initial expectations was I would be working on Angular and I would be developing their front ends. But to my surprise, it came in a whole package, and I was quite happy because I always wanted to explore new technologies. As in this way, you never know when you are good at other technologies if you don't explore it. I was able to get that I was very good at backend, which I never knew. So all my expectations from like the front end part was fulfilled, and also more than that, because I was involved in various other tasks as well. So it was a total learning experience, and like I do not expect any more from them, because they always come out with new surprises and new opportunities as such. Um, and they have variety of tasks for you. You'll never get bored. So that is the most exciting part of it. That you'll never get bored. There is no end to learning. You'll always have. Even the CTO itself would interact to you. That's the most uncommon thing that in any company you would feel, because never, the CTO never interacts with anybody so easily. So the CTO is always available to you. He always checks upon everyone. Not even, he doesn't even miss a single person. If it's somebody is having some problem, he'll contact them through mail. He'll drop a mail if somebody is unwell, and then the person drops a mail that they will be work from home. He will be there. He'll reply as soon as you get well. Please contact us, or if you have any problem, please tell us. So that's the most uncommon part, and that's the most weirdest thing, because that was not on my expectations list. And he has he is an exceptional CTO, I would say. He's and this the work culture there was so good. Like my expectation was that everybody would be making me feel like a junior or anything like that, but instead on the contrary, it they all made me feel very welcomed. Like I wouldn't even say that they are not my friends, that they make you feel like you belong there. And that's the most perfect part of Mahindra and Mahindra, because you will never feel like you are working alone and you are there somebody new. From the first day itself, they made me totally comfortable. They were like, uh, you do you have basic knowledge? Do you don't have basic knowledge? We will give you time. The CTO himself, he told that you can take holidays if you want to learn. You can have a week or 2 week for just learning. We wouldn't assign you tasks. They were so compassionate and they were so welcoming. That was the most humbling part of all. So that's it. They were more than my expectations.
At last, can you briefly share your observations or experiences regarding the work culture at Mahindra and Mahindra?
As I said, the work culture is very good, because everybody there do not make you feel otherwise. They'll make you always feel welcome, and they'll be there for everything that you could need, from basic support to basic learning, or if you are not good at anything, you wouldn't feel that you are inferior to anybody, because they are always there. They will be saying that if you do not know anything, you have the time. If you have the time, if it is before the deadline, you can always take a day off or something, half day or something, and you can learn and come back to this task. Or if you think you are not good enough for a task, you can move and give it to somebody else, and you can do another task. So they are very flexible in terms of task, in terms of technologies, in terms of having that attitude of welcoming people and also making them feel comfortable at any moment of time. And also there are some fun activities always going on, and you'll have great interaction with people in the higher authority as well. They won't feel like they are in the higher positions, but you would be surprised to know. And also safety is like the best here, because due to some tasks I was said to wait till 7 or 8, and they actually dropped me till my home, till my door. So it was actually a great experience, because for them safety is a concern, for them your well-being is a concern. How your task is happening, you are not comfortable, they'll be able to always be there for that. So I think the work culture is very good, and also you would never feel overburdened. If it is so, you would always be given a great amount of time for doing any tasks or anything like that. So you will always feel like the work culture there is great, and you would not, there won't be an overstress or any disturbance as such from that place.
Okay, Sonam, thank you so much for giving a valuable time. That's all for today's session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was great. Thank you.